Hi everyone, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Hope you guys are keeping well. This was requested by lots of you. Lots of you. I had comments below from when I reviewed the hip DAC from iFi Audio. Tell us what's it like versus the Topping NX4 DSD. So here they are together. I spent a lot of time listening to these, doing comparisons A to B, a lot. And a lot of you like this. Don't forget, this is a much older piece of kit. This is newer. So for those that are new, hello, welcome. And what I'm going to do first is spend 2 minutes, flat 2 minutes, quickly showing you the differences around these so you know those differences. And then I'm going to talk about sound quality, the most important part. So off to sound quality, off to look at the close-up. Let's go for it. Taking a look at these in a lot more detail, what you can see if I put these together, that the hip DAC is slightly smaller in terms of connections at the back. Let's turn this round this way. You can see that you have a sort of similar idea, separate charge, the DAC part goes in here, but this is micro USB, so obviously due to its age they decided not to use USB-C, type C. Here you have the USB-A and the newer USB type C that does enable faster recharging as well. If you look from the front panel, there is differences here again. So you have audio line in, headphone out. This, if you look closely, does also have a line out, so it is different there. You've got these little push switches for your gain and your bass, and when you look at the hip DAC, you can see you've got power, X bass, balanced, and 3.5. This does have the new 4.4mm balanced, and you have push buttons here. Nice click sound there, and you've got a click sound there. So you can see from a visual, they are sort of fairly similar. I do think overall I prefer the hip DAC. Well, I do actually prefer the hip DAC in terms of physical size, but really what ultimately counts is sound quality. So I'm going to talk about sound quality. I use a number of headphones. My focals are lying around here somewhere. These are the Sennheiser HD599. I also had these, the AKG K431s, and I also used the Theo FA7s, these are, just to give a different sort of opinion and sound. So over ears and under ears. So when you take a look at these two, there is one thing I didn't point out in the close-up. Because of the way this USB socket is embedded in, if you're using an iPhone, which is iOS, it's a really secure sort of fitting. And I do cover this more in the review of this. So, honest, I actually bought both of these now. I was sent one of these originally as to look at from iFi Audio. I actually like this so much I actually bought it myself. So this one here is my own one, and this is my own Topping NX4 as well. So what is the difference in the sound quality between the two? Actually quite a lot. At first, depending on the different headphones, the differences are less, but after a long time listening and giving hours and hours and hours, or probably even days listening to these, the NX4 feels thin in its sound. It feels bright, light, and just a much thinner sound, whereas the hip DAC has a much better, tighter, controlled, slightly warmer sound as well, more fuller sound. It's bizarre because as you spend more and more hours listening to both of these, you just realise how, you know, if you had one of these, it's quite surprising the difference that this is. I know there's probably a year's gap between them, but I don't know what iFi Audio did to make it sound so nice. But maybe it's the Burr Brown chipset versus, you know, the Sabre stuff that sits in here. But this is brighter, but I think because this was more tighter, vocals were more defined, there was better clarity, impact was tighter. But it's just that, you know, if you're listening to an orchestra, you could feel that orchestra was there. If you're listening to orchestra there, it felt a bit more distant. So treble, this is brighter, much brighter, and I don't think that's necessarily a positive attribute unless you really, really like very, very bright stuff. This is still bright, but this is way brighter. Mid-range, I felt with vocals, again, you had much clearer, more concise vocals with the hip DAC. And again, you just have this thing where everything feels that further set back in the distance. With regards to soundstage, probably about equal in soundstage. But overall, the win's here, I've got to tell you. As I said, I was, you know, full disclaimer, my original review, I was sent this, well, not this particular one, but I was sent a review unit, and I loved this so much, I went and bought one. It's that simple. I do own this as well, and this was great in its time, don't get me wrong. It does have, you know, it is a nice piece of kit. They're both nice pieces of kit, but if you're going to be buying a headphone amp DAC that's portable, a nice size, USB-C, you just got a very simple connection. And if you are using the NX4, Topping NX4, this is what you have to do to connect, or you have to buy. You know, if you can find a cable that does it all, there are some, but you know, the fact you can just use Apple's standard thing with the, if you've got iOS devices with the hip DAC, that's quite useful. Obviously, you might have a particular question about this that I haven't perhaps answered, but I answer every question as best I can. So do ask. I'll leave links to my original review. I'll leave links to both products so you can see more information on these. And any questions, don't forget, ask below, and catch you guys soon. Bye for now.